We have two new winners and their highly touted future superstars. We're on the road to French Lick. Hello and welcome once again to the Road to French Lick, a show chronicling the Korn Ferry Tour. I'm Ryan Ballengee. Great to have you here with us. We're going to recap two tournaments for you and then spin forward to the third tournament in a row on the schedule. We'll talk about the LECOM Suncoast Classic. We'll talk about the Veritex Bank Championship. We'll hear from one of the winners of those two events. We'll also hear from Cole Hammer, who we spoke with down in Lakewood Ranch, Florida. And Brendan Sweeney joins me to recap everything happening on the Korn Ferry Tour. Korn Ferry Tour recently had events back-to-back. LECOM Suncoast Classic was the first of those two, played once again at Lakewood Ranch, Florida. It's a golf course that gives up pretty decent scores, but also proves to be a stern test down the stretch. And we had an interesting end to the tournament with Neal Shipley winning his first Korn Ferry Tour event, the former low amateur at the Masters, breaking through for a big win on the Korn Ferry Tour. It took a long time to do it, however. Wound up in a playoff at 18 under, 266 with Sungtaek Lee. And then they wound up in a series of playoff holes, playing the 18th hole, the par 4 18th, at Lakewood National over and over again. As a group, the twosome bogeyed the first time around. Then they made three consecutive pars. And then finally, on the fifth playoff hole, Neal Shipley made a 35-foot birdie putt right in the heart to secure the win and earn 500 Korn Ferry Tour points. Let's hear from the winner of the LECOM Suncoast Classic, Neal Shipley.
What a day in your 8th career start, your first Korn Ferry Tour victory. Just how are you feeling right now?
I feel great. I'm excited to celebrate some family later. You know, haven't had the best start to the season, but now it's we're in a great position for the rest of the year and looking to build on this momentum for next week and the other weeks to come.
5 playoff holes it took. I mean,
was it 5?
Yep.
I lost count.
Just walk me through. I mean, start to finish, how you were feeling.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like some nerves on that first playoff hole, and first tee shot I'd probably hit in maybe an hour and 30 minutes or an hour. But yeah, once you got to like that second or third playoff hole, I was really settled in and comfortable, and yeah, just made a couple clutch putts there coming in, which is awesome.
And walk me through that final one, especially this putt right here. What did you see? How were you feeling? How did you feel when it went in?
Yeah, well, I got an idea from the first playoff hole when his putt up the hill is a little bit like faster than it looks, so I knew I didn't need to nuke it up the hill, and gave it just enough pace, and it just looked like it was kind of like a double breaker, a little left at the start, a little right at the end, and yeah, we got it just right.
How did that feel when you saw it about to sink in there?
Well, at first I was just hoping to get there. It was just crawled to the front lip, but once it went in, yeah, I kind of just went berserk. So that was fun. It was a nice little release of energy.
In your season, you had enough starts last year on the tour to gain conditional status, start the year off here. I mean, everything T15, T9 there. Just how did it feel to really gain status and now have exempt the rest of the year?
Yeah, no, I'm pumped. I'm not like, when I started the season, I was conditional. I knew I needed to make some cuts, and it's kind of great to have that relief where I'm going to be out here for at least this year and next year. So really pumped about that, and it's nice to have a job for a year or two now.
After Neal Shipley won the LECOM Suncoast Classic, the Korn Ferry Tour moved from Florida to Texas, to Arlington, Texas to be specific, and the publicly accessible Texas Rangers Golf Club for the Veritex Bank Championship. This is a go-low event on the Korn Ferry Tour schedule if there ever were one. Last year, Tim Veeding, who graduated from the Korn Ferry Tour to the PGA Tour for the 2025 year, set the Korn Ferry Tour 72-hole scoring record against par and in the aggregate in winning this tournament on 35. 35? Where did you get that? After Neal Shipley's win at the LECOM Suncoast Classic, the Korn Ferry Tour moved from Florida to Texas, to Arlington specifically, in the publicly accessible Texas Rangers Golf Club for the Veritex Bank Championship. This is a go-low tournament if there ever was one on the Korn Ferry Tour schedule. Last year in this event, Tim Veeding, a graduate who moved on to the PGA Tour from the Korn Ferry Tour, in fact, got a start in the PGA Championship as a result of his high-quality play early in the season on the Korn Ferry Tour. He wound up winning this tournament and setting the 72-hole scoring record on the Korn Ferry Tour, not only against par, but in the aggregate, and winning this tournament on 31 under, 253. This year's champion was one shot worse and still made a huge statement in the win. Johnny Keefer is a first-time winner on the Korn Ferry Tour. He does it in his 9th start, his 21st professional start in general, and he does it by 3 shots over a slew of players, including Joshua Creel, Julian Surrey, who used to be in the top 65 of the official world golf ranking, Zach James, Tyson Alexander, and 17-year-old Blades Brown. Again, winning on 30 under, 254. Wins $180,000, just like Shipley did from the $1 million purse at the LECOM Suncoast Classic. Those purses are standardized throughout the regular season. And like Shipley, earned 500 Korn Ferry Tour points that bumped him up dramatically on the points list for the season. But to be fair, Keefer has been playing tremendous golf since he turned professional. He got status on PGA Tour Americas thanks to PGA Tour University, graduated from there to the Korn Ferry Tour for this year. He has been tremendous. Now he finds himself in excellent shape to earn a 2026 PGA Tour card. Interestingly enough, also for 17-year-old Blades Brown, this gets him close to special temporary status on the Korn Ferry Tour. The teenager had been trying to ply his craft on the PGA Tour with sponsor exemptions and other ways into tournaments. And not that he had been struggling completely, but this opportunity now gives him a chance to earn a different path toward a card for the PGA Tour. He has an opportunity now, because of his finish, to play in this week's Tulum Championship on the Korn Ferry Tour. If he earns enough points with a high enough finish, he can earn special temporary membership, which would give him an opportunity to play the remainder of the season on the Korn Ferry Tour, earning Korn Ferry Tour points that could land him in the top 20 in the points list at the end of the season. And those top 20 players then move on to the PGA Tour in 2026 after the Korn Ferry Tour Championship, presented by United Leasing and Finance, played on the Pete Dye course at French Lick Resort in French Lick, Indiana.
French Lick, Indiana, our little corner of the world, has big things waiting. It's where legends were made, on the court and on the course. Walter Hagen, Colin Montgomery, Betsy Rawls, and Mickey Wright. It's where life is lived to the fullest, and where unexpected adventures are around every corner. Big things are waiting. Are you in? Visit FrenchLick.com and start your escape here in Indiana.
So after the LECOM Suncoast Classic and the Veritex Bank Championship, we still have the same leader atop the points list on the Korn Ferry Tour points list. That is Hank Lebioda, the winner of the season opener in Atlantis, and he is still hanging on at the number 1 spot in the points list with 1,021 points. However, his lead has practically disappeared down to just 6 points over Johnny Keefer, who picked up 500 points with his win in the Veritex Bank Championship. He is now second on the points list at 1,015 points. Coming in third place is Josh Teeter, who is at 702 points with that win in Panama and 202 additional points through the remainder of the season. S.H. Kim, who is yet to win so far this year but has a pair of second-place finishes, remains in fourth place at 677 points. And Neal Shipley, coming off that win in the LECOM Suncoast Classic, earned 500 Korn Ferry Tour points. He bumped up to fifth place and remains there at 655 points. Our guest this week on the road to French Lick is Cole Hammer. You might remember him from playing as a teenager in the 2015 U.S. Open at Chambers Bay. He has evolved to become a professional on the Korn Ferry Tour and is trying to get his way to the PGA Tour. He spoke with Brendan Sweeney at Savannah at the Club Card Championship about his career and his season so far.
Cole Hammer, welcome to the road to French Lick, man.
Thank you. I'm excited. It's going to be a long road, but hopefully rewarding.
Hopefully a quick road.
That's true.
Hopefully a bypass French Lick. And then when you enter G5, you just fly over it.
I don't know. I'd still come in. French Lick was a cool place.
Did you have fun?
I did have fun last year. What's not to like about it? I mean, the golf course was pure. It was a little wet. We got some rain.
Yeah.
But now at least I know what it's like to play there. So hopefully, this year I have a little bit. I definitely have some experience to bank on, which is nice.
It was, first impressions of that place. You come through the gate and all of a sudden you see this vast property.
It's pretty impressive. The vistas out there are off the charts. At first, I thought I was playing golf on the moon, if I have to be honest. But I learned how to kind of get my ball around that place. It's difficult. You got to find the fairways. If not, you're kind of up a creek without a paddle. But yeah, I really liked it by the end of the week. It's in great shape.
Yeah. Well, when the wind kicks up there, I mean, I've been up there when it's been blowing 20, 30, 40 miles an hour. And you like coming in the backstretch, 16, 17, 18. And it was windy on that Sunday.
It was
Final
windy
day
on
was
Sunday.
windy. Yeah, it was actually brutal. It was actually coming out. Those are the predominant winds right there.
Yeah,
So.
at that point on Sunday, I was out of contention for my tour card, but it was blowing about 30 off the left on 16,
Yep.
and I was kind of glad that I wasn't having to fight that finish.
Get it going.
Yeah.
So how's this year been so far?
It's been great. Obviously, this is our first event in the States, so it's nice to be back at home, just kind of on our own schedule. But the first few events were great. I played well in Chile 3 weeks ago, and some good momentum going into the rest of the season.
Very cool. Any changes? Any tweaks going on? I know every once in a while it's like I want to try this, go back to the old school or whatnot.
Yeah, I mean nothing monumental, but I switched back to some old irons that I used in college right before Argentina.
Okay.
And that sparked a nice little run for me. And then I went back to a hybrid this week that I used in college. So we'll see. Hopefully some of that old magic.
Little school spirit happening.
Yeah, hopefully there's some magic still in that thing as well.
I'm sure you got a lot of magic left underneath the hat. But any shout out to any good of your sponsors out there? Who do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I'm grateful for all my sponsors.
Yep.
I'm really lucky to have Veritex Bank and Al Rabel at Kane Anderson supporting my every move this year, and then Ping and Titleist and Sparity. They've been with me every step of the way. So, and Peter Millar. I mean, how can I forget them? They're what make me look good out here.
Oh yeah, you don't need too much help. You still have that.
Anyways,
going for you.
I'm really excited about the year and I'm grateful for the support that I get, and it should be a fun one.
So, on your social channels, what's your go-to? Are you a big Instagram guy?
Well, I would say I'm a bigger Twitter guy. Or
Okay.
X, I guess it's called these days. I don't tweet much. I don't post much on Instagram. I'm kind of just a sit back and watch and laugh.
Watch the carnage.
Watch the carnage, yeah. Don't get me wrong. I spend my fair share of time on those apps, but I don't exactly post my fair share.
All right. Well, Road to French Lick, Cole Hammer. Wishing the best luck this week in Savannah. And we hope we don't see you in French Lick. We hope you bypass it and go straight to the tour. But if you are, look us up. We look having fun seeing you.
Well, thank you. I know I got to go back to that steakhouse right down the street. So.
Oh, yeah.
What was that one called again?
Moo-moos.
Moo-moos. Yeah, I can't wait for. I'm gonna have to get on Open Table and book a reservation now.
I tell you what, he's got a gold mine over there. He's a great guy. Yoon's a fabulous guy. It's a great town. It's fun people. We enjoy it. It's no longer a basketball town.
It is kind of in the middle of nowhere, though.
It all depends where you're coming from.
Yeah. Well, it's true.
I mean, we're an hour and 15 minutes from the Kentucky Derby.
It's pretty good.
From Louisville, it's not bad. And, you got.
So, do people come in for the Kentucky Derby?
Oh heck yeah! Actually, there used to be a train. French Lick used to be a train town, and there used to be a train that would come in from Chicago, and then they would do a direct express. It's called a Churchill Express.
Oh wow!
So because they had all the casinos and whatnot in French Lick,
sure.
and then they would just shoot straight to Louisville and come back at that night.
Well, that other hotel, the one with the dome,
West Bay.
West Bay, so cool.
It was the 8th wonder of the world.
It should still be the 8th wonder of the world.
Oh, now French Lick's official new spokesperson, Cole Hammer. Don't tell you. We'll switch jobs. We'll see how long
I'm excited.
I last.
October can't come soon enough, right?
Yeah. Oh, exactly. I mean, we're in April. We're sweating already. So
it's amazing. Summer's here.
All right, brother. Thanks,
Good to
man.
see you. Yeah,
Best
absolutely.
of luck.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you.
Brendan Sweeney joins me, and we look back on the last couple of tournaments on the Korn Ferry Tour schedule. Brendan, let's start with Neal Shipley, fan favorite, cult favorite, former low-am at the Masters. Now he's a winner on the Korn Ferry Tour. He does it in dramatic fashion, winning the LECOM Suncoast Classic with a birdie, with about 35-footer birdie on the 5th hole of a playoff. Talk about what that kind of means for Neal. I mean, we saw him a little bit in the season opener at the Bahamas, at Atlantis. It's just such an excited guy to get to do this for a living, and now he's one step closer to the PGA Tour.
I'll tell you what a great personality Neal is. I saw him down at Lakewood Ranch. I was down there walking around the range. Actually with Swag Golf, with Scott from Swag, and he was hitting around some putters and whatnot, and just a really great vibe that the guy has, and the charisma is there, and obviously with his personality and his shot at the Masters last year, sitting in Butler Cabin with the crew, sort of doing his little googly-eyed thing. Neal is definitely on pace, and with that win, it jacked him up to 5th place on the points list. So he is well on his way on earning the card. And I wouldn't be surprised if he won again this year. The momentum that he has, maybe even a battlefield promotion, it wouldn't shock me to see him getting launched out. I'd hate to see it because we'd miss him in French Lick, but more power to him. But with those 20 spots being available, I'm sure everybody wants to be there at one time.
Yeah, I gotta say, I think Neal Shipley would be a kid in a candy store in French Lick, Indiana. I'm just putting that out there. So I hope that he does get the opportunity to play, even though, like you said, if he gets that 3-win promotion, then he doesn't really have to worry about it quite as much. So second tournament, we're in a multi-week run here on the Korn Ferry Tour. Go down to Arlington, Texas Ranger Golf Club for the Veritex Bank Championship. It's a go-low tournament. I mean, a super go-low tournament. Tim Beating won this thing last year at 31 under 253. Johnny Keefer wins in his 9th career start, one shot worse, 30 under 254, and just lit it up to earn his first Korn Ferry Tour win.
To take a look back at that, you said a 30. Our buddy Dan McCarthy shot 8 under and missed the cut.
9 under made the cut. You had to be 9 under or better to get to the weekend.
That's insanity. Insanity. We had meetings up in Savannah with the tournament directors and some tour operators, and the Byron Nelson, or the event in Texas was at a Muni track in Arlington, and the town just really embraced it. They loved it, and to see these guys shoot those numbers out there. And Keefer, he went to Baylor, so he's got Texas roots down there. And there was I think there was like 23 guys with Texas roots that were playing in that tournament. So a local guy wins it, 30 under, crazy.
I don't care how hard or easy a golf course is. If you shoot 30 under for 4 days, you have done something spectacular. It is hard to make 30 birdie and eagle putts over the course of a week.
It's unbelievable. But I think another great storyline that comes out of there. Well, obviously, Keefer, he's an East Coast. He's originally from Baltimore, so he's a Ryan Ballengee type of
my neck of the woods,
and which is super for him, great for the region. But Blades Brown, coming up, T2, that's huge. Why don't you jump in about what his status is and why he pulled out of the Cup match that's coming up on the PGA Tour?
Yeah, so with that T2, he gets himself relatively close, within 50 points, Korn Ferry Tour points, of getting special temporary status, which he doesn't have the status on the Korn Ferry Tour currently, but if he finishes T16 or better in the next event in Mexico, which he earned his way into because he finished tied for second at the Veritex Bank Championship, then he could earn special temporary membership. That would give him an opportunity to basically get into the reshuffle. With all the points that he would earn, he'd have opportunities to play for the rest of the season. And then he could earn a PGA Tour card through the Korn Ferry Tour points list, which obviously is the goal. He's been trying to do that the hard way with sponsor exemptions on the PGA Tour. 17-year-old kid. He made the right call. He had an exemption into the Byron Nelson this week on the PGA Tour. Said, no thanks. I got to go pursue this on the Korn Ferry Tour. I think it's the right decision. Jordan Spieth had a similar decision about a decade ago, and he wound up making the right choice for him, which turned out to be playing on the PGA Tour to earn his card. But for Blades Brown, I think he's making the right choice here to try and go get it on the Korn Ferry Tour.
Yeah, he's definitely got the game, and he's definitely got the moxie to do it. And coming from a 17-year-old, that's absolutely mind-boggling. So good luck to him. I mean, that's absolutely fabulous. And we'll see what happens.
And I just want to make one more point about Hank Lebioda, who has been at the top of the points list from the very beginning of the season, won the season opener at Atlantis, is still in charge of the points list, even after all of these events. We haven't had a repeat winner. He hasn't won again, but he has had a number of great finishes. He made the cut this past weekend, which was, again, a lot to do at 9 under total just to get to the weekend. He's still up on Johnny Keefer now by just about 6 points. So that lead may finally change hands about 10 tournaments into the season. So Tulum is a big deal, getting down there into Riviera Maya playing. But you've still got 2 guys that won the last 2 events now inside the top 5. And as we get more and more events playing more frequently, we're going to see a lot more change at the top of the table, but also down toward that number 20 number, which is the one you want to be inside of.
Well, I tell you what, you called it at the beginning of the year saying you need 1,000 points to get your cards. Now there's 2 guys with 1,000 points. So, and
right, those guys are a practical lock at this point. And just in case you're curious, 20th on the list is Austin Smotherman, 412 points right now. So we are basically a third of the way into the season. It's looking like that 1,000-point number may not do it now. So you're looking at about maybe 1,100 or 1,200 points in the end. Might be that spot, might be that number that you need at the end of the year at French Lick to get yourself onto the PGA Tour.
Well, if you look at Blades Brown again, I mean, he shot up 96 points with one great week. So
right,
the
things
points
can
are
change
out there,
really
and we always reflect about what the points can do for you, and you need them. And these guys, they got to start grinding out there. And when they come back from Mexico, it's a whole new ballgame. I mean, these guys are got to go full throttle down, and before you know it, we're into May. May hits June, and then all of a sudden they're starting to run out of runways. So they got to start moving and shaking.
Yeah, we're just a couple of events away after Tulum from running out of those players who got 12 guaranteed starts through Q School. So they're getting thrown into the reshuffle. A lot of crazy stuff is about to happen. A lot of opportunity is also possible. If you didn't have a good start or you didn't have much access to start the year, but you found your way into it, now you've got a great chance to maybe get yourself a PGA Tour card in the last half of the season.
It's going to be exciting, man.
Thanks as always, Brendan. Appreciate it.
Take care. Thanks, Ryan.
That's going to do it for us on the road to French Lick. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate it. The next event on the Korn Ferry Tour schedule is the Tulum Championship, the first annual event played at PGA Riviera Maya in Mexico. After that, we'll have a recap show for you of that tournament. For everyone at the French Lick Resort, including Brendan Sweeney, I'm Ryan Ballengee. For everyone at Golf News Net, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time on the road to French Lick.
You've arrived at French Lick Resort, here in Indiana. 2 hotels you have to see to believe. Legendary Golf by Pete Dye and Donald Ross. Our little corner of the world is like nowhere else. Your French Lick getaway starts now at FrenchLick.com.